Welcome back, guys, to the episode number 5 of the Radical Self-Trust series. Today, we are exploring radical self-trust in uncertainty. I touched base already a little bit about it last week because you can see all these episodes are flowing one into another. Beautiful flow of life. But firstly, how was last week for you? Could you practice this a little bit more to be discerning about your logic and the intuition? And did you step into that space where you trusted your intuition rather than the logic loop? Were you able to find a space in between so you can tune into your body? How did it go? And what went not so well? Where did it stop you? And that's totally fine. This is absolutely part of this process. And as I said before, take as much time as you need because it is your journey and we all have a different timing. The uncertainty, right? We can all trust our intuition when things are certain, when we know things go a certain way, everything is nicely presented. This is good to start the training in that space. That's why I mentioned at the beginning, choose something where no one is dependent on it, where you can basically see a little bit, like choosing a different way to work, things like that. So because we have to start slowly, mini steps. But the real initiation and the door opening to your own inner voice is in uncertainty. When the logical mind cannot see the outcome at all, when it doesn't know what's going to happen, how's it going to happen. And that can be very scary. And despite fear, still choosing your inner voice, still choosing what feels aligned, no matter what the outside noises are saying, no matter what this is the loudest voice here, right? That we have to battle in a way. And that is a big practice. There is something which can be very scary and for some maybe too big. But like I shared my story last time with the house sitting, I was actually in a space of fear and lack at that time in many areas. And I still chose to trust my intuition. The same happened with the move to Vietnam, for example. Right now I'm in Vietnam. That was not planned at all. And I was on a crossroad back in Bali, where I was actually meant to go to Australia. Everything was booked. And I got a strong intuition to not go for many reasons. There's a personal story to it. But I was like, where am I meant to go? I have no idea. My visa was about to run out. And I was like, where am I meant to go? And what fits my budget? What suits my energy, my needs? And literally, I looked at the map around Bali and was kind of seeing Cambodia and Vietnam. And I felt just into it. I didn't do any research about it, not much, just a quick, like, what's Vietnam about? What's the climate and so on and so forth. And I just trusted how my body felt. My body felt excited. My body felt like Vietnam, butterflies, excitement. I was like, yes, I was jumping around. I was like, that is where I need to go. And I had no idea. And it's beautiful. I'm here and I feel so good. It feels amazing. Whilst when I was thinking about still following through with the plan to go to Australia, that felt like I was like, no, there was this real, like, my body would be tense, I would be cringing, I would be sweating, my chest was tight, very strong symptoms. And I had no idea what's going to happen here in Vietnam. I didn't know anything, but I went and I'm so glad I did. This is, of course, like a bigger example. I'm not saying you have to do it in that way, but it's just something that I can share from my personal story. Now you can go and practice that in your life when something is uncertain. Are you able to trust your inner voice? May it be in your relationships, in your work life, or something else where you can't see the outcome. You don't know what's going to happen, but you have this innate self-trust. You know you're anchored within yourself. And do the practice I did with you at the beginning to take the deep breath in, to visualize how you're rooted into the earth and to really come to a space where you feel calm. Take some deep belly breaths, a couple of them, until you feel like you are in the space, and then connect. That will automatically calm down your mind, especially when you're using your breath. This is so powerful and it doesn't take long. You can do it anywhere. You just need to do it and trust it. And then tune in what feels right in this moment and then go for it and see what happens. Because I always say it and I cannot emphasize it enough. And it's also a mirror message for myself. We never know until we do it. There is no guarantee. And I read a book recently where actually from Matthew McConaughey, and he said, like, sometimes it's not about the choice you make, but it's about to make a choice and commit to it. So I think that's a beautiful message here to keep in mind, because yeah, it's about that. And then you can put the dots back together afterwards and learn from it. And that's the beauty. So if there's anything you're really uncertain, but your mind wants to know, just trust and feel into it. Just let it go and flow with it, and start to let go of this tension, because yeah, let life surprise you and learn to trust yourself. Right. Now, this is the second to last video. I'm excited to announce that our last video comes next week, where we just summarize everything into in action. And this week, just practice this uncertainty and reflect on that. And I will also leave a journal prompt below for you that you can work with. Let me know in the comments below how you go. And thank you again for tuning in. If that helps you, please like and subscribe, and share it with anybody who may benefit from this message. So until next time, next week, bye.